while they're wrestling.
Mics are hot, I think.
Our dogs
are wrestling. They've knocked over the camera a couple times. We're gonna try to get through this. You guys, Cruisin with the Cocks here. Gonna do a little bit of a recap. The last 2 weeks have been a whirlwind. It's been 2 weeks. It's been 10 days. I don't even know.
Something like that.
Last time you checked in with us, we were in Kingsport, Tennessee. And then from there, this is kind of where things got a little bit crazy.
Ooh. So we stayed at the lake for 6 days.
Stayed at the lake for 6 days. And from there, we took off. Then we had to make it up towards Bethlehem, Allentown, Pennsylvania. That was a long day when we made that trip. We left when I was done work in the evening on Thursday, and we were in the car for 10 straight hours. I had a pretty fun weekend. Didn't film a lot. It was a lot of family reunion stuff. We did check out the local farmers market in Allentown, which was a lot of fun.
We were able to walk around. It's kind of like a big closed-in market. Just lots of vendors, lots of things. Our favorite thing that we saw was that there was a wine shop that did sip and shop. So if you bought a glass of wine, sip and shop and get cheaper refills. It's good food. Did find some gluten-free options there. Riley got some Korean food.
Got food poisoning.
Food poisoning from it. Who knew that Allentown, Pennsylvania was not the epicenter for Korean food?
Yeah.
So we did the farmer's market and everything, and then on our way out, we got to go to the family farm. And on the farm, there is a stream that is fed by a natural spring, and Gunnar got to live out his wildest dreams of being a full-fledged water dog. It's his goal in life is to just submerge himself in water. Wallace accidentally went in the water and jumped out like a cat. So not quite sure how we got two different Goldens here, but they swam and they ran around on the farm. We hung out there. Our intentions were to stay on the farm, boondock for a couple of days, but with Riley feeling food poisoning coming on, boondocking, food poisoning, they just don't go hand in hand. We don't have a constant water supply. We would have had to fill our tanks. We also have a shit tank that we can't fill but so much. We knew we needed to move away from Pennsylvania and go towards Maryland for a coworker's wedding. We somehow ended up in Lancaster, outside of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. We're in Holtwood, Pennsylvania right now.
We're in Amish country. The Amish are all over the place. Lots of buggies on the road, lots of buggy crossings. Wallace was not a fan. Every time we got behind a buggy, he would be barking at him. But it was cool. I mean, I think I grew up not far from here, so I'm pretty familiar with it. But for those that aren't familiar, it's definitely a little bit of a culture shock. There's not many places in Maryland to stay in an RV where we look. We use a couple different sites to scout out where we want to stay. And if you look at the map of Maryland, there's really just not much, which is just kind of crazy. Most of the places are in like southern PA, and all the places that are in Maryland, it's not to say that there aren't, but they're either like really expensive, out of the way, not the best reviews. Some of them are military only grounds. Some are state parks and don't have any hookups, or they don't have water hookups. The weird thing is I've been looking at a bunch of Maryland state parks because we're trying to see some family, and a lot of them don't have any water hookups, but they have electrical. So a little bit weird. Not sure what's going on with Maryland. I think we gotta rep the RV community a little bit better. So it's 9 a.m. right now. We're actually just kind of gotten the RV squared away, tidied up, pack up everything outside, hop on the road, and we will be in Maryland in probably about an hour.
Our journey in Maryland started at the Jarrettsville Creamery to visit a friend, Marcus. We had a delicious lunch complete with ice cream for the humans and pup cups for our dogs. Our primary reason for stopping in Maryland was for a coworker's wedding, but it was also the perfect time to catch up with Riley's family and friends. We stayed 2 nights at Riley's brother-in-law's place, where the dogs got to play with Bella and run free on the trails.
What is going on, you guys? Riles here, God's country. This is absolutely beautiful. We're in Maryland for a wedding. Congratulations to Ted and Emma. Shout out, I know you're watching. We came up here, didn't really know what we're getting ourselves into, but having a blast. And you can't get much better than that. Look at those crepuscular rays. Anyway, we're up here, don't know how long, don't know where we're going next, don't know what we're doing, but pure vibes and just loving life. Not much more you can ask for than that. Caitlin, back in here. What do you have to say about that?
That's the race. I can't block these rays.
Get out of the crepuscular rays. There you go. You see that, right?
we're having a blast in Maryland. We don't know where we're going next.
If you live in Maryland, we might be knocking on your door. Don't be surprised if you see the Cruisin with the Cox RV, the Cockmobile.
But this will be posted after the fact,
Yeah,
so
of
we've already
course.
knocked on your door. So
because my
no fair warning.
editor is slacking. So
No fair warning. We're knocking on your door.
Mistake. That was gin on the rocks.
Just straight gin.
But we're back.
After the wedding, we parked the RV at Riley's brother and sister-in-law's house, where they graciously let us stay in their spare bedroom for an unplanned week-long stay. We got to spend the week catching up with family, hanging out with their pup Wednesday, going out on Brian and Katie's boat, meeting friends at the Guinness factory, and going out and about in Dundalk, Baltimore, and everywhere in between.
Really excited. Hey, this is Brain here, Ryle's older brother. Really happy that they're here in Middle River, Essex right now. Don't get to see him that much around here on the water, so happy to be taking Caitlin and Riley out on the water for the day.
Yeah.
With our other sister-in-law, Melcy.
We're ripping it. We're ripping it. Not yet, but we're gonna be. Stay tuned. Yeah.
Respect the beer.
Respect the brewer. What are you drinking?
You want to check out some games?
Oh, let's go. Show me where we go.
This guy used to be the best bartender in Ocean City, and then he got a real job, but he still plays tapper, slings that Budweiser like no other.
Watch out for the root beer. Hopefully that was a pretty good recap. We wanted to kind of bridge the gap of like, hey, we just kind of like went off the radar and didn't really do much these last couple weeks as far as like noteworthy stuff. Like, you know, obviously we were kind of started very strong with like Savannah and Charleston and Nashville, like going out all the time. Like that's not going to be the standard, not just for sustainability reasons, for money reasons. We can't be jumping out and doing all that all the time. So that has been a little bit more lower key these past few weeks, but we're going to be hitting some probably more prime locations, doing a little bit more noteworthy activities. So that's just kind of the wrap up from what we've been up to for the past 10 days or so. Thank you for cruising along with us. We'll see you next time.
High five.
Peace.